What's going on, everyone? This is the White Birch Sports Production. I appreciate everyone stopping by. And to kick off our creation of our company and our service here, I wanted to break down a couple of tutorial tips for editing footage, which is what we star in. So come on in and we'll break some stuff down for you. Let's go. So for editing, the first thing you got to do, open up your software. I use Premiere Pro, so everything I talk about is going to be based around Premiere Pro and the things that you can do and you're capable of doing in here. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and create a new project and name it whatever you want to name it, whatever you desire. And once you do that, you're going to want to go into File. It'll bring you to this screen on Premiere. You'll go into File, and then you want to open a new sequence. The sequence is where all of the like what you're creating will be laid out on. You want to lay it out on your sequence. So I'm just going to go ahead and name my sequence. I name it the same thing as my project. So we're going to go ahead and start that off. Once you're in here, you're going to want to import things into Premiere Pro. You can either do that by clicking on this little magnifying glass and search for your files through your files, or you can just pull up your file menu, which I have right here, and import what you want to import. So we're going to import a couple of sports clips by dragging those into this little area over here. What we want to do here is I want to get the exact frame when this scene starts. All right, so I press I in there, which is the quick key for in. You want to hit in to start a clip. And then once you're ready to, take that clip, we'll just use this for example. We take this little clip we just made right here, right? And then you can either insert it or overwrite it. It's a good habit to overwrite because when you overwrite, it'll put it to the end. If you insert and say your sequence down here is all the way at the beginning because you're getting ready to watch it back. If you hit insert, it'll just insert over whatever you had there, which is not what you want. You want to overwrite so it'll overlap and put that on so you don't lose anything. What we want to do is edit this however we want, whatever we're trying to do. Like I said before, if you watch the audio over here, it's unlevel. Not that it's terrible, but one way you can correct this is, all right, so it looks like the right channel is a little louder in some spots, and the left is a little louder as well. So we go up to here and we hit fill, and you're looking for these audio effects, fill left with right or fill right with left. And what that does is it'll take you'll fill the left audio channel with the right one, or vice versa, whichever one you pick. All right, so let's just try something out here. That's another thing I wanted to mention. When you're editing, have fun with it. The whole point is to be creative and try something new. Even if you fail or whatever, if it doesn't come out the way you want, you can go back and change it. So just have fun with it and edit the way you want to edit. So we're going to do fill left with right and see what that does. And then if we don't like it, we can undo it. But you see here on this audio balance, on these levels, after you do that, they should be leveled because you're using the exact same audio in both channels. So. All right, that sounded good. We're still gonna undo this and try fill right with left and see how that sounds. To undo something, make sure you click on the sequence and then hit Command Z, and that'll undo. And you see that went from purple to gray. That means the effect is no longer on there. And you can also tell by clicking on that and then going over to here and going to effects control, there's no audio effect anymore on here. But you watch when we take fill right with left, and we put it on that audio track, now there is a fill right with left like effects right here. So let's listen to that and see how that sounds.
Albert hits it.
Now you see this went all the way up to 0. That is a spike because of him hitting the ball. But with audio, you don't want talking to go above 12 decibels. And you don't want background noise going above like 18, 20 decibels. So
Albert hits it down the left field line. Number 7.
the audio is a little loud. What we can do is we can click back on this arrow up here, and this lets you look at all of your boxes that you have open for effects and things like that. We'll click on the track mixer. Now we're using audio track level 1. You can see that on A1. So let's rewind that.
Albert hits it down the left field line. 7.
So what we want to do is we want to turn that down just a little bit. Audio track 1. You can turn down the whole mix. Since we only have one audio channel, this would also work right now, but don't get into a lazy habit. You want to just adjust the track that you're working on. So we're working on audio 1. Let's rewind and see what that did. We only turned it down.
Albert hits it down the left field line. Number 7.
Now, like I said, it does spike up to almost 0, but the minus 12 decibels, we have our audio pretty much balanced out right there on that. That's where we want it. So now if there's anything else you want to do to this track, feel free. You can edit it. There's a lot of different things. You can go to transitions, effects, a lot of different options here. We're going to move on to the next clip. So we're going to go look at Miguel Cabrera.
Right side.
All right. So I want that clip right there. Just something small, nothing crazy. What I did was I hit O, which is the quick command for out, just like we did I for in earlier. And now, because I didn't do an I for the in, what I can do is I can hit go to in, and it'll just take me right back to the beginning of that clip. Now I hit I, and you see this little marker. That means that this area in between these two blue parentheses, that is our clip. So like I said before, we want to go to the end here, make sure we're at the end, and then you hit overwrite and it'll add that clip on there. So now we have and then we go. But if you see here, this screen does not take up the entire screen. So we have to fix that. What happened is this clip is in 1080p. This one is in 720. So the screen size is different. So all we have to do to fix that is we click on it and we drag this corner until it covers the whole screen. I always go a little over just to be safe because you don't want any black showing. But so
right side.
Now we have that clip. But we don't want it to just go from this and then hard cut to that. We want to add something flashy in there to make it exciting. So we'll go to transitions, and then there's all these different folders with different options for transitions. You have your zooms, your wipes. A lot of them are stylistic like that, slides. Use whatever you feel comfortable with. I really like dissolves. I like doing like a cross dissolve. And what that does is it takes one shot and dissolves it into the next shot. So we take this and we put that on there. You see how I just clicked and dragged? So now it'll dissolve if you look at it again. It takes the tools and dissolves it nicely into this. You can also control how long this is by either clicking when you see this red little parenthesis. What that does is let you shrink it as long as you want, or stretch it out if you want it longer. Or you can even right click and then set transition duration, and then you can set it for, right now I have it for 14 frames, or you can do seconds, minutes, hours, however long you want it to be. We have that done. We've done a transition. We've balanced some audio. Let's add in our third clip, Aaron Judge hitting his 60-second home run. Just doing a little milestone montage here.